the Weekly Buzz.
And your name is?
My Asia Wallace.
And I'm Didi.
And I am Chris Knight from the Counseling Center. All right, this is the Weekly Buzz podcast. This is the official episode 1. Some of you may have listened to our teaser episode last week. This is episode 1. Welcome to Ground Zero of the Weekly Buzz podcast, where we're going to talk about everything wellness here at Defiance College. We're going to talk about how you sleep, how to live well, eat well, feel well while you're here on campus. So, some of you that may not have listened to episode 1, let's do a real quick recap, introduce ourselves here on the Weekly Buzz. My Asia, tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
I am from the Big Apple, the best city in the world.
New York
City. In New York.
Now, you are a senior. What's your major here, my Asia?
I major in communications with a minor in marketing. Go Dr. Kuiper.
And Didi, tell us about yourself.
I'm from Oklahoma. I play football here and I'm a junior. And yeah, I like it up here.
All the way from Oklahoma.
Yes.
Nice. Today's episode, we're going to devote to homesickness. It is week 3 here at Defiance College, and this is just about the time where students, some of the newness of the semester has kind of worn off and start to feel like I'm missing home, right? Those things that we're missing, maybe I'm missing mom, dad, siblings, pets, all the food. I hear a lot of people missing food. Homesickness is a real thing, and that's about the time when it starts to kind of kick you in. I don't know, what was your guys' experience as you came to Defiance College?
I came here in 2020, and it took me like a long time to fall asleep because, I am used to loud music, gunshots, people partying, a lot of noise. And Defiance is full of crickets. So for like a week and a half, I couldn't sleep because it was just too quiet. And I am from a very cultural background, so I wasn't used to just eating the same things every day. And I kind of missed like the food. I didn't miss my family, but I missed the food they cooked.
So that missing, you sound like you missed the noise, kind of the sound, just the vibrant environment.
Yeah, I felt more at peace when there's noise.
Yeah. And the food is another big one. I hear that a lot. Food's comforting for us.
Yes.
So I get that. Didi, how about you? What was your experience like when you first moved here to Defiance?
My experience when I moved here really wasn't that much different from being home because I was from a quiet place. It wasn't really that busy because I lived outside the city. I mainly missed my family, my mom and my siblings. I missed the food. My mom was a great cook. And I don't know, dealing with all that. I didn't really have much to adjust to. I just, missed that home structure, doing the things I did every day with my family.
Homesickness is a very, very real thing. Sometimes we kind of discount that homesickness is such a real thing, and it's such a normal, kind of common experience.
Everybody suffers from it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
You're right. At some point, I don't know any student that's walked onto any college campus across America that hasn't, to some degree, kind of felt like they're missing home, right? Mm-hmm. And you think about it, there's a lot of factors, all that, all the normal stuff that I do, my routine, the people, all those things that were supportive and kind of helped me feel good back home are kind of taken away in some small way. And I'm replaced with a whole bunch of new stressors, right? Now I got new college classes that are probably going to be a little more academically rigorous than I'm used to. I got, we got a lot of athletes on campus, so we got, a new team that I'm trying to bond with, I'm trying to find my place with, so there's a lot of adjustment there. I'm making new friends, I'm living in a new space. Sometimes it smells different, the food tastes different. I'm just away from all that normal support, and I've got extra stressors on. So that's what homesickness really is. It's a normal thing, and it's a real thing. It's something to kind of be mindful of. What's homesickness? When you guys, maybe what you guys experienced or what you've seen others, what does it look like for them? What are some signs that somebody might be missing home?
Sleeping a lot. I know, when I was homesick, I just slept a lot. There's nothing to do, you're bored, you're just going to sleep, you're not used to anything. Yeah. Or depression is another version of homesickness. A lot of people are depressed and they don't understand why they're depressed. Sometimes it can be because you're missing home.
That can really, when it's taken to the extreme, right? When I'm starting to get homesick and, I'm not finding...
Cautions.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree. You definitely sleep a lot. They, I know that I withdrew a lot from, my everyday activities because like I just didn't want to do much. Like I just wanted to be home. I missed all of that.
Yeah. Again, it kind of looks like that depression, kind of times 10, I guess, a little bit. Feels really kind of heavy. And you guys hit it just about right. Kind of the common signs of homesickness. I start to withdraw. I have trouble sleeping. Those are probably two of the biggest kind of signs. I'm not doing the things that I normally would do. So what's helpful? What's the antidote to homesickness?
I think it depends on like what part of home you're missing. So for me, it was like my friends. So I kind of just talked to people, and like whoever kind of reminded me of my friends back home or felt like made me feel like I was home, I would hang out with them more.
Ooh, so hanging out more with friends was helpful.
Yeah, like hanging out with the right group of people who makes you feel like you're at home, or like you're just cool, like it's a nice vibe. Or for me, I was also missing food so much, so like I learned how to cook so I could just make the food that I've missed. That pretty much was it for me.
Good. How about you, Dee Dee?
For me, I would agree. Like I missed the food, so I would make the food that I missed. That made me feel like home. I missed my brothers and my sisters, so I made friends that were, I felt like were brothers to me, and that's all I hung out with. That made me feel the most like home. That I treat like family still today.
Yeah. Or like if you missed your family, I know like I would go to my best friend's house and hang out with her family, just to have like that family interaction. And
wow.
Yes.
Okay, what you guys didn't say is you didn't go home.
Oh yeah.
Like, because that's for so many students, that's kind of that natural reaction, right? I'm missing home, so now I need to go spend more time at home, right? Or I need to do more phone calls at home.
Yeah, it was harder because we lived so far away to go home.
Right, so you guys were kind of stuck here. That just wasn't an option for you.
You gotta make the best of it.
I feel like in being homesick, if I did go home, I don't think I would have came back to school. So
Yes.
I was actually happier that my mom was like, no, you need to stay out there, be in school.
Yep. You know what the research shows about going home when you're homesick?
It's really bad. You're not supposed to go home when you're homesick.
It actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
Right? When I'm homesick, and regular contact with family, fantastic, right? Phone calls, FaceTime, whatever it is that you do to stay connected is really good. It's helpful, but sometimes when I start to get really feeling like homesick, I want to run home, right? I want to increase some of that contact, and actually that kind of makes it worse.
I feel like it makes us complacent.
Yeah.
Like we'll just sit there and we'll get back in our, groove of being home, and we don't think about anything else.
What you guys said that you did was exactly what makes homesickness better. You didn't run to home, you brought home here to Defiance College, onto your campus community, and we know that's one of the things that actually makes homesickness better, is I start to create home here on campus. You did it with friends, did it with food, right? I'm gonna bring, some of those foods that I enjoy, I'm gonna bring those to campus with me, I'm gonna learn how to cook them. I'm going to go find a place that I can go have some of those things. You made friends that kind of reminded you of home. So I think that what you guys did kind of, did anybody tell you to do that? Or how did you guys decide that that's the way to kind of beat this thing?
For me, it was more so like if I hang around people, time will go by faster and I'll be closer to go home. Yep. And I was hungry.
And you were hungry. Food tastes good.
No, for me, it was kind of just natural. I don't know. It's just what I did. Like, I was like, man, this is what I feel like doing. This is what feels good to me. It makes being here more enjoyable. So that's what I continue to do.
Yep. Connections. The more connected I feel on campus, the less homesick most people tend to be. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So now we know what to do for homesick. Right? The kind of the trick is, how do I build connection? So what would you suggest students do to help build some of those connections here on campus?
I would say go to the events that we have once a week or here and there that Nat be throwing, like the volleyball tournaments, the basketball games that happen in March, or like tonight is a bonfire from 8 to 10.
Who doesn't like a bonfire?
Yeah.
I know.
But just
Evenings
going
are getting
to those
colder.
things, you start to just interact with other people, especially that you don't really see. Like if you're an upperclassman or a freshman, you interact with people that you don't see on a daily basis.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is kind of nice to interact, and we talked kind of off air a little bit about this. Oftentimes, we kind of stay within our own groups. We have so many athletes, and we kind of, football stays within football, baseball stays within baseball. how do you kind of get out of that box a little
Color
bit?
stays with color. White stays with white.
Oh, we're going to have a whole bunch of
discussion on that.
episodes on that.
But just mixing around, like, you know, just because, like, they're in your group or they do something you do doesn't mean you have a real connection with them. It just means you have something you share with them. But
It's a small comfort zone
It's a
everybody
comfort
has
zone,
with each
but-
other.
Yeah.
and
Which
they
can-
may not really be your connection or a friend. So, like, just mixing around because you really find somebody who's, like, a pure friend or just someone that you really vibe with. Like, so just talk to other people that's outside of your groups. You never know.
Gotcha. So, okay. So there's that. Find a way to make some connection. You mentioned Nat. Nat's a great place. You know, the whole student life office, I see students in and out of there all the time. In Miss Jen's office, sitting with her at the lunch table. That can be really helpful.
Yeah.
What about, how do you recognize it in maybe some teammates and some friends? What would you have wanted them to do, or what did your friends do to help you kind of maybe in those moments, right? Because sometimes we need that little bit of boost or kind of a push to help make those connections. So what can you do if you recognize, I got a friend, right? I got a teammate that I think maybe they're struggling, kind of missing home right now. What can you do?
You just hang out with them. You know, make them forget about home. Like, you know, do things with them, talk to them, go out to eat, play the video games. I don't know. You just do something that, like, they really forget about home.
So make them feel kind of seen and heard.
Yes. Like I know on the football team within the running back group, we have a thing that we call the mob, which is make others better. And we always make sure we bring everybody along with us. Like, we always make sure that no one feels left out. If someone's down, we always make sure we lift them up and bring them with us wherever we go.
Draw people in. When I see somebody pulling back,
They name themselves the mob.
Make others better.
make us better.
Yes.
Okay. Which is true, right? The more we're all connected and we're all feeling good, the better we all are as a campus community.
I just find it hilarious because that is the total opposite of what the mob does.
A little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
Very much.
All right, that's going to be a wrap for this week's episode. Stay tuned next week for
More of me. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.